Oh, hey, Jeremy here from Long Speed Marine. So we're back from Motorama. It's the weekend after, and it's time to get going on the C50 for power tour, but obviously the C50 isn't in here, and I got all this stuff I got to clean up to get it in here, which I actually forgot about. I came out here hoping that that's what we're going to do. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to get a bunch of stuff moved. I got to move 1,400 cars and drag the C50 in here. But I guess I also have to clean all this stuff up, which I forgot about. I forgot about cleaning all this stuff up. So I got to at least shuffle some of this stuff around. I'm a little bit out of it. I don't want to say under the weather, because I mean, we're all under the weather. But something's going on and I'm a bit dizzy. So I got to try and take it easy. Hopefully Joanne can come out and give me a hand with moving stuff around. But we have to move the Mercury, which is behind you guys, which is on the trailer still. So I got to move that out. I got to move the wagon out. And then move the four-door Oldsmobile out of the way. I got to get the Buick out of the way to get the C50 out. And then the C50 will come in and go on the two-post hoist, which means I got to spin it all the way around the way that it is now. So that's going to be interesting. Yeah, and then the Oldsmobile is going to go outside under the lean-to, because it's going to be a while before I get to that project for this wagon. So it's going to go out underneath that lean-to. The Mercury will come back in the shop. The Buick will come back in the shop. Yeah, we'll start working on the C50, which I doubt will be for a little bit, but that's what we got to do. We got to move some stuff around so we can get that thing ready for power tour. That's what we got to start focusing on, is finish up a lot of the stuff and then decide on the motor, which I'll talk about a little bit later in this video of what we're doing for the motor. So I'm hoping that we can get stuff moved before it rains and snows. I mean, this is kind of crazy. It was 17 degrees the other day in Canadian, which I don't know what that is in Bald Eagle. Like 60 something, 67, 65, right? And now it's cold again. It's like 0 degrees Canadian, which is 32 Bald Eagles. So anyways, it's gone cold. It's supposed to rain this afternoon, maybe. It's supposed to snow tomorrow. I don't know. This weather is absolutely insane. I mean, it's that time of the year, right? I got to move south. I got to get out of this cold stuff. But that ain't going to happen anytime soon. So we just got to make the best of it. So that's what we got to do. Move some stuff around and, yeah, clean some of this disaster up. And hopefully I can get some of the dust up off the floor. I swept a bunch of it already, but we got to get this all cleaned up from the bodywork stuff. So let's get into working on the C50 and at least moving some cars around. And I'll try to show you the debacle of that as we go. So tag along for this. All right, well, I absolutely hate sweeping. Oh, let's do it, I think. So I'm getting it as good as I can. What I need to do is mop or vacuum. Anyway, so we'll get that done. I got to clear some stuff off the Oldsmobile. We're almost ready to start moving the cars around, so we're getting into that. This is a lot of work. All right, well, that's one car out. Now we got to go move another. I got to hook up the Mercury to the truck. Joanne doesn't want to be videotaped. She's not camera ready, so I'm trying not to tape her. She's got her nifty pajamas on. Anyways, now we got to move the Mercury out. That should be easy. Easiest of all of it. All right, let's see if change of plans. So we're going to move the Buick first, then the Mercury. So I got to see if this is going to start. It hasn't been run all winter. See if it's going to run or if the battery works or anything. So I don't know. Can't see anything. Let's see. Hope animals are in it. I need the keys. Don't have the keys. Hey, there's a mouser. He's looking at me. He knows I'm gonna kill him. Did it just run out of the car?
No, from underneath the tarp.
Get out of here, fire! Get out of my car! Damn it, it's gonna go in the car. Bet she came out of the car. All right, there she is running. I think the mice were in her. Again, I don't know. There's all kinds of mouse stuff in there and it smells like mouse. So, I hope not. Man, this thing runs good. All right, let's go move some other stuff around. No good for a tire. Oh. Back into the way. we gotta move the wagon out. And that's a chore because that thing's about 1,000,000 pounds. So anyway, Joanne doesn't want to be on camera. So we gotta shut the camera off for most of that because she's too shy because of her pumpkin pajamas. All right, that one's out. Now we gotta go pull the rest of them out. All right, now I gotta move the loser cruiser, golf cart, Joanne's loser cruiser. Hopefully this thing works. Flat. Now, the hard part. Oh, I gotta move a ton of stuff. I gotta go move a ton of stuff and then we'll get that out. So, hit pause. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting tired and I'm losing steam, but gotta keep going, gotta get this thing in the shop or we're gonna lose the shop. So, gotta drag this out of here. Hopefully I don't crash into these beams and knock my lean-to down. But she's a big girl.
FYI, that piece of wood is not helping anymore. You're hitting the fence. You're hitting the fence.
All right, it's in. That was a struggle. I'm beat. My back's killing me. But anyways, now we got 14 cars to still move. I gotta bring the Mercury in. We gotta move the wagon first because the wagon's in the middle of the driveway. So in order to get the Mercury in, the wagon, it's all the way up there. So the wagon's got to go in the lean-to, and then the Mercury's got to come in here, the Buick, and then we'll put the four-door in the lean-to, or the four-door can stay outside. I really don't care. But the C50's in the shop. All right, another one going back. At least this car rolls nice. C50 was a struggle. Okay.
You gonna drive home?
I think we lost the hose. That's there. Wow.
Do you have another one?
No. Huh. Well, that gives me that just hard cargo. I found it. Oh, I'm dizzy. I lost my air put or anything. I just had it too. Oh, there's one in front of it. My battery cables got corroded from the drive. And salt is a nasty thing. This is my custom battery setup. Only the finest. Sure. I can read it, I think.
Oh, I can do it. And tape. Here, let me do it.
You do it. Or that way. What was that? What's crashing? Oh, I'm crashing the fender. Because the air's gone. Shoot.
Yeah, you're crashing that fender.
Yeah.
No, you're good on this side. Yeah. You're not hitting anything.
That's good. One more car in there. Okay, Oldsmobiles are tucked away and they're both under there. I still got to clean up a bunch of this stuff. Anybody want a golf cart? So the Buick's in, Merc's in, C50 is in. Time for a bit of a break, and then we'll carry on. This thing got unfortunately rusty in the rocker panels from all the salt and stuff. That's all fresh, unfortunately, from that drive, but we'll clean that up. Anyways, I'm going to take a break and then move the rest of the stuff, and I'll be back in a bit. All right, we got stuff back in the shop. So C50, the Oldsmobile's down. C50's on the lift. We got the Mercury back in. Buick out of storage like you saw. So here's a list of things that need to be done. So Buick is probably, I don't know, might be up for sale, but I got to finish off the interior stuff. I have to paint the seat backs from changing these seats around from black, so I need to do the seat backs still, and finish up some of the small stuff, do the A-pillar trim, whatnot. I'm not going to do the headliner, but it is what it is, and then it'll probably get sold. I may paint the car ahead of time because obviously that'll change the value quite a bit. So I may do a very cheap, quick, dirty paint job on this, probably black because everybody seems to like black. The Mercury, I've got to clean up a bunch of stuff that just got covered in salt and whatnot from, I did hose it off, but come back from Motorama, so I got to clean a bunch of that stuff off. It's kind of a bummer. Clean the steering wheel off so it doesn't corrode the steering wheel. The rocker panels got pretty rusty, unfortunately, from that. So anyways, we'll try and clean some of that up, but this will just sit for a bit while we get obviously the C50 ready for power tour. So big things that I got to do is get the spring purchase birchy. The spring pads, whatever, for the springs sorted. I got to figure that out. I may remove these top leaves. I don't know. Now I got these U-bolts made. I guess I could always get new ones made. But I may remove these helper top leaves because I don't really need those. And those leaves are pretty heavy duty as it is. So I may take these off. And so I have to get that all set up properly to mount on there because it's just sitting on the secondary ones. You can see the difference in the frame. So this is like a 96 or whatever rear dually axle Chevy. So you can see the spring pads are way out farther on the frame on those. So I'll have to just cut all that off and then redo them because I don't want it sitting on those small pads, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe I will leave it on those small pads and just drill them out. No, I should do it properly. So that's one thing that I have to do. Tranny cross member I have to make. Put the transmission back in, put the engine tranny back in. This was originally a 4-speed, 5-speed, whatever these big trucks had. So I have to do that. Finish welding up these body mounts, which that's not a big deal. I'm gonna put a plate across them down this way. So I'm gonna plate from the back of those all the way down on the frame. Just because this is a C channel, I don't want too much torsion. Putting out one of my buddies, Gord, saw that and mentioned, hey, maybe you might want to do that. So I'll probably do that. I will do that. I'll just put a simple plate going down just to connect the top one to the bottom channel. The side body mount, or the front body mount, I should say, is off the side of the frame, basically the same way the factory ones were. So those will be fine. I just have to weld them solid. You can see where I torched out the other transmission cross member, so I'll get that done. So body will come off. I'll do that. But the very first thing I want to do is get that axle figured out and sorted out. So that'll be the first project that I do. Then I'll take the cab off, do those body mounts, put the motor back in, and sort that out, the motor. So motor, I'll put the camera down and talk to you about motor choices for this. All right, so motor options. Originally, I was going to run the small block Chevy in this with the Turbo 400 transmission. That was before I thought I was going on Power Tour. So now I'm 90% sure, 80% sure, I don't know, that what I want to run is I have a 6-liter that I think needs cam bearings. Apparently the oil pressure was low and I can't see any of the other common issues with it. So I did pull the cylinder heads off. The motor looks really good inside, which if you pulled LS's apart, they always usually look pretty good inside, which is nice. It was a high mileage motor, but like I say, you can still see the cross hatches. The cylinders look really great. So I have another set of cylinder heads for it that will bump up the compression on them. So they're supposed to be good. I'll probably put a better camshaft in it as well. I haven't decided on what I'm going to go with for a cam, but I think that's what I'm going to do is the 6-liter LS. The only thing I'm trying to decide right now is if I run the Turbo 400 because I know it's going to be strong. I know it's going to be bulletproof. It's only a 3-speed, but my goal is to probably run the transport wheels in this like 22.5s. And so when you run the transport tires, which is what I want to do to fill out that wheel well, because remember, these things have a giant wheel well on the front of them. So to fill that out and make it look good, I want to run the, like whatever the stock 22.5 tires are, which really makes it be like a 40-inch tall tire. So a 40-inch tall tire on the back of this is 410 gears. We're probably in and around 2 to 2,500 running on the highway, which is not bad, right? So you can run 70, 75 mile an hour, no problem. So I may do that. If not, I will go 4L80. I do have a line on a couple of them. I've been looking on Marketplace, so There's a few on there that I've got saved. So maybe I'll go that. Hey, you guys comment down below. I really want your opinion on how to build this thing. A lot of you folks seem really interested in the C50 build, so I'm interested in how you'd like to see me build it. If you say, hey, run that small block Chevy, like the small block Chevy, I've got a gasket kit for it, I've got camera lifters for it, I've got a different intake, I've even got an EFI setup that I can run on that 350 Chevy. So if a bunch of you guys say, hey, run the 350 Chevy, I'll do it. Hey, I have no problem doing that. I can rebuild that small block Chevy easily. And like I say, I've got pretty much all the parts to do that small block Chevy already. So let me know in the comments down below, 6-liter LS, small block Chevy. I'm not going diesel in this thing because I feel like that's what everybody does. Everybody runs a diesel in these things. And why I say 6-liter, I'd like to be able to roast, and I know a diesel can roast those back tires, but I just want a ripping, nasty 6-liter. I want it to sound nasty and just be an absolute riot. So that's the idea behind the 6-liter. The 350 will be okay, but we all know it doesn't rev and do crazy stuff like a 6-liter does, right? So that's the option. That's what I'm thinking of doing in this thing. So comment down below, let me know. Like I say, I've got some time to sort of think about that as I'm getting other things going on this. But that's the plan. We're on the C50. We're going to power tour with it. It's going to be a blast. And yeah, I hope to see some of you folks out there. So please make sure you follow along with this build as we're going. You know, like I say, the whole content on my channel going forward up until power tour is going to be getting this thing up and running and going. So tag along for that. Make sure you hit the subscribe, smash that like, leave me a comment down below. And thanks very much for watching. And hey, failure is not an option. We got to get our projects done.